Ready.
So today we worked on teaching place, naming that command, going from a little bit further distance, and starting come when called phase 1. So a couple things that I want to talk about here. If you find that she just goes to place on her own like she just did, feel free just to mark and reward it. So if she just does that place, yes. You can just label it what she's doing, yes, and pay her. At this point in training, you could feed her quite a bit. So this is where I talk about like 2x4s in a building, building that reinforcement, making the behavior stronger. So don't worry about like, when do we fade food or anything like that just yet. You can call her right off of this as well, just to kind of get some practice in here. When we're doing come and call, name first. Bunny, come. Good, good. Good on the way to you. Yes, when she gets to you. And again, she's working on her trust with me, so I'm not gonna do any like food play or anything too animated here. We go right back to place. When I'm cueing her there, place. We're gonna say the command, point and lean towards the bed. Yes. If I was not trying to keep her on here for a second to call her, you could just pay her. You could pay her on the bed. It can be beneficial. Then we'll call her off. Bunny, come. Good, good. Yes. You'll notice I reel in the leash slightly as she's coming back to me so she doesn't step over it. So it's just not gonna get underneath her body. Let's do the distance. As you can see, she already wants to go there. Place. Good. Want her to stay here for a second, so I'm using good. Now let's go to how we're gonna reward her off. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna toss one just to create a little bit of space for her. Go right to the right corner of the bed. Place. We're gonna point and lean. Yes. Now I'm gonna take a little step and scooch my foot like an inch. And with me, like I could just toss the food, but you could also turn her head towards you too. So like back towards the bed, just so she's facing it again. Just like that. Place. Cue her again. Yes. This one we use a yes because we just want to get repetitions. I'm not asking her to remain there. And again, I'm sliding my foot. So I created like 4 or 5 inches of space here. Place. And we want to change that picture very, very slightly. Yes. So eventually we could do this like as we're sitting on the couch, if we're further away, like, even in a different room. So now we're probably 6, 7 inches here. Place. And she's doing much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that's slowly changing the picture. If she does hit a spot with any command that we're doing, where you can see her struggling with that, like she did earlier in the session, you could make it easier. So you can go back to kindergarten, or just even go back a couple steps, build that confidence, place. Build that confidence up with her, and then try to branch back out. But what you wouldn't want to do is make it harder. So remember I was saying, like, if she's getting a D, it's like she's barely doing it, right? You don't want to go, here, let's make it harder. So always kind of look at her performance as well. Go, if she's struggling, let's make it easier. Sometimes you can keep it the same, and they just kind of have to work through it, but definitely don't make it harder for her. She wouldn't be ready for you to be like over here and say place. I have a lot of clients that have done that. Look, we teach it, right here, day one. All of a sudden, they're at their front door trying to do it. And I'm like, lots of steps in between.
Right.
They learn through pictures. Let's go ahead and call her off one more time. Do that yourself. Bunny, come. Good. Good. Yes. Interesting thing is, like, technically the signal for come when called is like taking your hand and going like this. I don't see any dog care about that ever. So I just like to tap my leg.
Right.
Like dogs, that's more innate for them. So that's how I do that one. Any questions for me?
I don't think so.
All right, you can go ahead and pause there.